just received a phone call from my husband. He said that our 87-year-old neighbor just came over and asked him to delete a browser that he had on his laptop. And when my husband opened it, it was labeled toddler. He's looking up child, and now the man is in the driveway trying to burn the laptop.
What's going on?
So he came over Tuesday, and he asked me to look at his laptop. I said, okay. I said, what do you want me to do? And he said, I want you to delete some stuff. He had some stuff on it that I don't want on there, but I want it removed. So I'm like, okay, I'll just, He goes, I want the whole program removed. And I said, okay. And then he said, well, I want to put it back on. And I'm like, well, what's the point of removing it? You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, whatever. I got to go get my kids at school. So then the next morning, which was yesterday morning, he stopped me and said, hey, could you look at my laptop again? How you doing? And I said, yeah, no problem. I'll look at it. So I went over there and he had it open. I looked at it and he goes, I want you to remove it. Same story. So I'm like, okay. I saw his windows that were open. One said Todd. I didn't click in it, but I saw the windows. There was like 6 windows. The next 2 were maybe Russian.
But did you see any sort of chop?
I saw the tab. I have 2 kids, a young daughter, someone.
Get out of here.
So I go, what do you want me to do? And he said, just delete it. And I'm like, okay. He was standing there. I didn't know what to do at the time. I'm like, what do I do? Mm-hmm. So I would have opened if he wasn't standing there to see what it was. Yeah. But it definitely said toddler. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I have kids. You want my kids to come over there and sit with you all the time? I said, I don't do it. I'm not doing it. And he goes, I'm going to burn the laptop. And I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm going to burn it. And I said, why? He goes, I want to destroy it. And I'm like, okay. So I grabbed this and I ran over here, called my wife. My wife said, we have to call her out.
The details Dan shares with the officers are extremely worrying, especially considering that William seems to purposefully seek out children to come and play at his house. Officers soon caught up with William and his wife outside their garage, and their explanation for his behavior is questionable, to say the least.
What's going on today?
He's got dementia.
Okay.
And he tried to take the gasoline and burn the computer. He's sick.
Gotcha. Are you on any medications at all?
No, he's going to the doctor tomorrow.
Okay. So how did all this start today?
How did this all start today?
I had a computer and I had a program on it that I didn't want. So I asked him to get rid of it.
Okay.
He saw something and I don't know how.
Gotcha. What kind of program did you have on there? What kind of program?
It's not a good program.
What do you go search things?
What does it do? What does it do? Is it different from like Google?
Anything. Brings up things that you might look at.
Like what?
Anything.
Okay. Then what else happened?
Nothing.
Okay.
He has 2 children.
I gotcha.
They're never over here. I would never do anything to a child.
Okay. I didn't mention anything about that.
Now, where's the laptop right now?
I have it.
You have it? Okay.
She won't let me have it.
No.
I'm going to be very straight up honest, dude. So right now there's allegations being made that there may be potential child on that laptop. Okay. I do have enough right now to go for a search warrant and secure that laptop. But you can hand it over to us that way.
No.
But if we do go for the search warrant, I have every right to secure this residence and that laptop until the search warrant is done, which could be today.
So you want to take it?
We want to take the laptop, yes. And if there's nothing on it, you get it right back, and that's it.
He said there was.
So
This can't be the first time William's wife is covered for her husband's questionable behavior, and what's even worse than this disturbing incident is William's professional background as a former middle school teacher. And unless William randomly happened to grow a sudden interest in the anatomy of young children, there's bound to be some prior victims throughout his lifelong teaching career. The cops eventually convinced William's wife to give up the computer, and upon further examination of the laptop, he was subsequently arrested and charged with possession of sexual performance by a child. William posted bail the same day, but entered an interim disposition of unable to stand trial due to his age, and the case has since been closed. And while William looked exactly like your stereotypical pedophile, our next predator does not.
Have you contacted your parents?
Yeah, I get a hold of their word.
Well, I gotta try to contact them. Because how old are you? 14.
What you're seeing is 22-year-old Alyssa Zinger. posing as a 14-year-old girl. Alyssa and her 13-year-old boyfriend were arrested for shoplifting back in July 2023, but officers had a hard time locating her in their database, as the only entry for Alyssa Zinger was a 22-year-old woman and not a 14-year-old girl.
You have a sister named Alyssa? A half-sister?
According to Alyssa, she and her half-sister share the exact same name, and that the 22-year-old woman that's popping up in the cops' database is actually her sister.
I'm going to document that you're going home with them. I tried to get in contact with your parents. You made efforts. So you're Alyssa. What's your middle name? Just Alyssa Zinger? Okay.
When comparing the stature of Alyssa and the 13-year-old victim, it was already apparent that Alyssa looked significantly older than she claimed to be, especially compared to her boyfriend. The officer, however, somehow completely bought the story, and the two left together with the victim's father. 3 months later, Tampa police received an anonymous tip about Alyssa's real age and her predatory behavior toward multiple underage boys, and the anonymous tip even described how Alyssa would force her victims to record their interactions, videos she would later circulate online. This prompted an immediate investigation, with Tampa PD executing a search warrant of Alyssa Zinger's house, and while speaking with her father, investigators would finally discover Alyssa's real age.
Yes, the detective said nobody can go in the house.
Okay.
I know it sucks.
No, this situation sucks. Me not going in my home right now, that's the least of my worries. I got a beautiful young daughter that's in a, this shouldn't be happening. She's got a lot of problems.
This is Alyssa's father, 55-year-old Josh Zinger. When hearing him describe Alyssa and the victim, he briefly touches upon his daughter's age, completely glossing over the fact that a relationship between a 22-year-old and a 13-year-old is not only immoral, but obviously highly illegal. Not only that, but he is also fixated on the idea that the real victim here is actually his daughter.
Like I said, my daughter's never been in trouble in her life. This kid is 14 years old. He's got girls at his house videotaping them, making at 14 and shit. And my daughter's 21 or 22. She was a virgin until she was 21. We got this kid being a frickin', this is unbelievable.
But when officers eventually interview the victim in question, he paints a very different picture of Alyssa, claiming she gets aggressive when she's upset and that she's attempted to get physical with him in the past. She talks like she's invincible and that no one can stop her, and threatened to have him jumped by high schoolers. Alyssa was arrested on felony charges of lewd or lascivious battery, lewd or lascivious possession of child, and cyber harassment. Josh Zinger apparently told media that her daughter is mentally defective and is still clinging to the story that she's the real victim, even addressing the 13-year-old boy as the little bastard. And as for Alyssa, she doesn't appear to have the time of her life in prison, according to her dad, claiming other inmates are putting in her food all the time. Fingernails, hair, objects, and plastic, because whoever was making her food knew who she was, and they knew that that food was going to a Alyssa Zinger's trial is scheduled to begin in May of this year. But if Alyssa Zinger was reluctant to speak with officers, 23-year-old teacher Deanna Lee Torres was an open book.
Right, so she doesn't touch you in a way that you think is inappropriate?
No.
Okay.
You sent him videos of you mad? Mm-hmm. Okay. I know there was some text, I'm trying to remember, about some breathing through your nose, some deep throating, things like that. Mm-hmm. Is that something that happened when you guys hung out?
Oh, yeah.
A school resource officer in Marion County, Florida, received a report that a student had walked into 23-year-old Deanna Lee Torres' classroom to see Torres with a student's head in her lap, and she appeared to be massaging the student's head. This prompted school officials to launch a formal investigation alongside PD, interviewing several students who were on site at the time.
Sam, whatever we talk about in here stays in here. No one knows that you're having a conversation with us. Do you have Miss Torres' class?
Yeah. Did you see anything weird in there?
No, it's just a normal class.
All the students were sitting at their own table? Like everybody was sitting at their own desk? Were there any students?
They were doing their own things, yes.
Okay, was any students sitting around Miss Torres' desk?
No.
No students at all?
No.
So you see anything weird in there yesterday?
No.
No? Did you see kids sitting behind her desk?
Sitting by what?
Behind her desk.
Whose desk?
Miss Torres's.
No.
Okay. All right.
When interviewing the students that attended Torres's class, it's hard to tell if they're covering for the groomed victim, or if they genuinely didn't see what was happening at the desk. That is until they interview a third student who noticed exactly what was going on.
When I came back from lunch, there was like a student like not sitting on her lap, but his face was like on her lap. And then I didn't like mind it, like, cause I wanted to do my work. And I'm like, that she could deal with that. And then
Like, that's weird.
yeah, and I'm like, you're right, it is weird. Cause first of all, she's like a teacher, which and it's a student, so it's like not
normal thing you would see. Do you know what that kid's name is?
No, man.
You ever seen him before?
I've seen him at lunch a few times. He has sat in front of me a few times.
Is he in either of the classes that you had with her?
No, sir.
Okay, so he didn't. You'd never seen him in those classes with you before?
No, sir.
This confirmation was more than enough to proceed with the investigation, and school staff eventually tracked down the student in question, who was initially reluctant to share incriminating evidence against Torres.
So yesterday was just you laying your head in her lap.
Yeah.
What were you guys talking about?
Like nothing, basically.
Okay. Are you in a private server with her on Discord, or are you in a group server?
DMs and other stuff, but like nothing weird, you know?
Okay, so there are private and group?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys talk about on Discord?
We literally just play games. That's it.
Okay. And you talk, how often would you say?
Like, I don't know, like every 2 days or something.
Okay.
But like, it's, you know, we like just play games.
Okay.
So obviously, I have the messages from Discord, stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%.
And I know you guys are talking about like hickeys, stuff like that. Tell me about those.
Those are mainly like we go back and forth and talk about the ideas of it. Obviously, he's giving me some. Obviously, I'm giving him some, which is why I mentioned the neck part.
Yeah.
Man, you're trying to make her seem like a pedo.
Oh, no, I'm not. No.
She's really not.
There are questions I have to ask.
She's got like a girlfriend and all.
Okay.
Like, if you want me to be serious, she's not doing anything weird.
Okay.
Although the victim insisted their relationship was strictly limited to playing video games, once detectives opened the boys' Discord messages, the entire case shifted immediately. Inside the messages, detectives found the following: nude photos of Torres, videos of Torres, explicit photos of the 14-year-old victim, charged conversations, messages acknowledging he was a minor, conversations about hiding their relationship until he turned 18, and a nude photo of Torres with the victim's name written on her leg. With this new evidence collected, the case was far worse than detectives initially realized, and Deanna Lee Torres was soon after brought in for questioning.
So this incident at the school, you said you had a child sitting in your lap or laying in your lap. Tell me about that.
He laid his head on my lap. He had a headache, but then he laid his head on my lap, and then I just kind of left him there.
Okay.
Wasn't sure what to do, but I told him to get off after a while, but it was in a class full of students, so obviously they were gonna tell the.
Okay. So, was it like during class or?
It was during class.
Okay. So obviously, I have the messages from Discord, stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%.
And I know you guys are talking about like hickeys, stuff like that. Tell me about those.
Those are mainly like we go back and forth and talk about the ideas of it. Obviously, he's giving me some. Obviously, I'm giving him some, which is why I mentioned the neck part.
Yeah. Any like videos that you guys have sent each other?
Probably I've sent like maybe 1 or 2. I don't remember what the contents are, but I know I've sent them.
Okay. What would be in there like normally?
If
you can guess what you would have sent him in a video.
Probably the same thing, same content.
Okay.
Okay.
So you sent him videos of you met.
Mhm.
Okay. Has he sent anything like that back to you?
Not any videos.
Okay. So you don't have any videos on your phone?
No, not at all.
Okay. And all this started within the last month?
Yeah.
Torres is explicitly lying here, as detectives already know she and the victim began dating when he was only 13 years old, a relationship that has been going on for over a year.
Anything past the kissing that happened when you guys have hung out at all? Okay, nothing sexual. I know you said you're still a virgin, so you guys haven't had sex?
No, I'm too scared to have sex.
Okay. Is there like a reason for that, or like a reason why you guys didn't?
Oh, I just don't want to have sex with a minor.
Okay.
In general. But yeah, it's like I said, like you were saying, yeah, we've touched each other. You'll probably, like I said, you have the Discord messages and stuff, so you'll see that we talk about like pegging, which is just essentially sex. we just made mad jokes about him half the time. It's just a lot of, I'm gonna peg you, oh okay bet. I'm gonna peg you, oh okay bet. That's
So nothing that's actually happened in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I know there was some texts, and I'm trying to remember, about like some, like breathing through your nose, some deep throating, things like that. Is that something that happened when you guys hung out?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you performed. Okay. Did that happen one time, more than one time?
2 times.
2 times. Okay. Have you done anything else like him or like touched his? Okay. With what? Your hand. Okay. How many times has that happened?
Maybe 1 time. 1 time for sure.
Okay.
The interrogation concludes with Torres being arrested on 9 counts of possession of child sexual abuse material and 5 counts of transmission of material harmful to minors, with additional charges being added later on. A timeline of events compiled by Fox 35 Orlando paints a disturbing picture of just how deliberate her grooming of students really was. Just 2 weeks after being hired, Torres got into trouble for messaging students on Discord. In less than 3 months into her new job, the investigation had already begun. This also means Torres and the victim were already dating the moment she landed her job as his teacher. And while we're on the topic of teachers getting arrested, this is 30-year-old Michaela Ford, accused of allegedly kissing one of her students in the hallway of the school.
I did give him my phone number to contact me outside of school for personal reasons, just because I knew that coming from a situation where being adopted and stuff, it's not very easy sometimes. So I wasn't giving him like professional advice or anything. I just tried to help him through like some of those emotions that he was going through and how to deal with them.
Sticking your tongue down the throat of a 15-year-old student suffering from a personal trauma is definitely an unorthodox way of helping. And when watching Michaela being questioned by detectives, she definitely comes off as a little slow, like she doesn't understand the severity of the situation she's in.
How was your guys' conversations?
It was just like normal, like you and I talking. I did set boundaries before we even started talking though, in class and outside of the class, where he wasn't supposed to do anything funny, nothing can happen, because I was married and stuff was like, I told him that it would never happen, for the boundaries, that it would never happen, because I knew the laws. I did make sure before I even like started talking to the older kids that I knew the laws, because I know you have to be 16 for consent or something like that. But I'm like, I'm not going there because I wanted to work with my relationship with my husband, since we've already had a rocky, couple months before that.
Okay.
And I wanted to make it work for him and my son. But yesterday, Miss Simpson, I did talk again because he hugged me. I gave him a hug to tell him that I was no longer talking to him, outside of everything because of the situation, and to further myself from that whole thing, because I don't need that problem. I didn't want this to happen, actually.
Okay.
Because I'm being smart.
When officers get a chance to speak with Miss Simpson, the principal of the school Michaela worked at, it's clear Michaela doesn't fully grasp the concept of consequential thinking.
She just said, "Don't tell my husband, here's my cards."
I just can't get in trouble for this, and I said, you're aware that this is illegal. You're aware that this potentially is a felony. You're aware that, and she was like, I just don't want to be in trouble, and I told him not to talk to me, but he started talking to me, and I'm like, well, you can't work here.
Okay, cool. And you said there was 2 videos?
So, I haven't seen this, because I've been doing this other stuff.
Okay.
So we'll watch it together.
Yeah, they will be
There they
coming
are.
from...
That's them.
Oh, yeah.
Hugging him, no?
Yep.
Looks like to me.
That is very...
Cannot believe she's back on campus over here. She shouldn't be anywhere over across this road.
Yeah, because the elementary schools...
Yeah, even if I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt because of her kid being on campus,
there would be no reason that she's on this side.
No.
Michaela was subsequently arrested and charged with criminal penetration and sexual contact of a minor.
Looks like Reddit kind of themed threads. Can you tell me about that?
Cops were tipped off about inappropriate photos taken on 49-year-old Jason's family iPad. The content included nude and compromising photos of his own 8-year-old daughter, but his explanation of the accusation brought against him is nothing less than bizarre.
I'm just gonna be straight with you. You've been super honest with me, and I really appreciate that, and we've been chill. It was a really shitty start to your whole goddamn evening, so I apologize for that. But there is acts with on these pictures. And that's where we don't get these tips from when it's adult.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can you help me understand that?
I can, actually. People send me I can't help what they send me. I delete the when they send it to me. I don't know. Again, you can go through my phone. I haven't taken a single inappropriate picture of my kids, anything like that. I don't do that. So how I ended up with it, and you're not gonna find one single image of any of my on my phone, or any other on my phone that was taken from my phone. I don't do that. So
There are photos.
what? Okay, that's a complete shock.
What's even more bizarre than Jason's nonchalant reaction to being directly accused of his own daughter is the person Jason attempts to implicate.
Well, the only person that could have taken photos of her is my son. Nobody else is there. I live by myself. That's the only other thing I can think. I did not take pictures of her in any inappropriate way. You could bring her in this room right now. I didn't take those with my phone. I don't know who took them. Like I said, we're all on the same iCloud. I was with my ex for like 2 years. I was always kind of worried about her son. You know, he's autistic. He's like autistic. I don't know how else to explain it, but she was always jumping on his back, having her carry her, like all these weird things. That makes me think my son was doing something. Now she's being like exploited or something by somebody that knows her, apparently. Okay, you all need to get like an IP address on wherever that picture was taken was not from me.
And I can assure you that's exactly the process we do, the investigation. Okay?
Sorry. I mean, I leave him alone sometimes, like go to the store and stuff, but I didn't expect anything like that to happen.
Also, on our tip stuff, and sorry that we just get hidden.
That's okay. It's okay.
Looks like Reddit kind of incest themed threads. Can you tell me about that?
Not really.
Someone else visiting that?
No, but you know what? Reading something isn't a crime, so.
Jason was soon after arrested, and given the nature of what Jason allegedly was involved in, along with eagerly browsing forum threads discussing you could make the case Jason, if he hadn't done so already, was working up towards actually committing acts against his own daughter. But fortunately, law enforcement stepped in, and Jason was sentenced to 12 months in county jail, structured to only be served on scheduled weekends. He did, however, lose custody of his children and was required to register as a sex offender for 25 years. If you enjoy these types of videos, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.